Alright, boys and girls, I have a battle here against Sharpedo43, and I think this is an excellent match. And, yeah, it really is. This is an underused match, and this is a guy I battled several times before. He's an excellent battler. He's got my number on more than one occasion, definitely a ton of times. I think he's probably beaten me more times than I've beaten him, so, always have to bring my A game here, and, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Once again, this is an underused match, and as you can see, he has his namesake Pokemon Sharpedo, which, you always kind of tend to expect, and, of course, I decided not to bring a hardcore counter. Actually, I do have a couple Pokemon on this team, so I'm really going to have to play around the fact that I know that he's going to keep Sharpedo as a late-game sweeper, and that's just something that, knowing right off the bat, I have to do, looking at his team. So, anyway, gonna go ahead and switch out into my Empoleon. He goes for the Brave Bird, which is definitely good that I decided to switch out because it wouldn't be good at all for Zydos taking all that damage. And I decided to go for the Hydro Pump. Now, this is an offensive Empoleon. In fact, it's a Choice Specs one, which I feel like a lot of people don't really expect for Empoleon. There's a lot of other more popular sets, but it requires no setup, and it can hit really, really hard. As you can see, the Rosary that comes in, despite the resistance, still takes a little over half for my Hydro Pump, so that is pretty excellent damage. Anyway, I'm going to go out into my Decidueye, actually predicting this Sleep Powder. I don't want to lose something to sleep, and that's pretty good for me. And this is actually a Scarf Decidueye, and I'm just going to U-turn, knowing he's probably going to go into this Rotom Heat form, and yeah, I'm just going to switch out. I decided to go into my Choice Banded Entei, and just now I'm realizing how many Choice Pokemon I decided to bring on this team. Definitely a Gambit when you're bringing a lot of Choice Pokemon, but it can really work out for you due to the extra power or unexpected speed. So, yeah, that ends up working out for me pretty nicely, as he's forced to switch out into his Swampert now. And, I'd go for the Stone Edge. I was obviously predicting well, I guess I wasn't predicting a switch. I think I was predicting a different switch. But this is a really good switch because that's going to force my Entei out, and I'm just going to go out into my Decidueye again, to hopefully scare this thing away, and he's going to be able to set up Stealth Rock. Now, despite the fact this is a Scarf Decidueye, I really needed to fit a, Defogger or a Spinner on this team, so I decided to actually bring the Defog on this thing. So I'm just going to go for it. It's really not a big deal because, you do it on a switch, and then you just switch out yourself. A lot of people don't really like to run non-attacking moves on choice Pokemon, but sometimes you just gotta. Any switch, gonna switch out into my Empoleon, and he's just going to U-turn, which is a good play for him, because now he can just go right back out into that Roserade of his, and yeah, he's probably not going to go for the Sleep Powder again, but decide to switch out anyway. Instead, he tries to double switch, and it ends up being a great play for him, getting the matchup he wants. Now, I already know that this is not a Scarf Rotom, so I know that I can outspeed him with my Scarf Decidueye, and I really don't have a move to hit him with, but I can just go for the U-turn, and if he does decide to do yet another switch, I can get the matchup advantage. And, yeah, pretty much it just lets me see what he does. I'm going to go into Zydoge, and I do that because I can take an electric move or a fire move. Instead, he just goes for the Toxic, which is definitely unexpected, seeing Toxic Rotom. A lot of times, obviously it's Will-O-Wisp, because Will-O-Wisp is the, I think, harder move to get on your team, but Toxic can definitely has advantage, especially in UU. So, yeah, definitely unexpected surprise there. It really doesn't hurt Zydoge, though. It would have been much, much worse if he went for the Will-O-Wisp, or had the Will-O-Wisp, because this is a Choice Banded Zydoge, so that's 4 out of my 6 Pokemon that is choiced in some way. So, it does require some prediction, and/or a good play. So, it's going to work out for me here, hopefully. So, I just go for the 1,000 Arrows, and unfortunately, the incoming Gardevoir doesn't quite die, but being able to cripple it like that is still pretty amazing. I decided to go into my Entei. He's going to go ahead and be able to, and I predict this correctly, Moonblast. I was actually shocked he didn't go for the Psychic or something, but I'm glad he went for that because I resist that, and now I can just go for the Extreme Speed to get rid of this Gardevoir, and that's amazing. So in comes Swampert again, and I'm not really going to be able to do a whole lot with a Choice Banded Extreme Speed, so I am going to go ahead and switch out. I go into my Decidueye again because I do have the Grass move, and it would probably force a switch from him. He's going to try to go for the Scald, and of course, he gets the burn. Yeah, there it is. I thought it was. Wait, it was this turn, right? Yeah, it was. And that's really lame. I am a physical attacker, so obviously that is going to pretty much cripple me. I still kind of have to stay around for the defog, but, yeah, it kind of sucks. So I'm just going to go for the Leaf Blade, just in case he decides to stay in. He does not. He goes into Rotom, Heat, and, yeah, that's just a good play. Should have really tried to predict that switch, but, I think I was just so demoralized by the burn. Nah, I can't really blame that. I'm just going to go to my Zydoge again. Not thinking he can do a whole lot. He's just going to go for the Overheat, which should do some decent damage. Zydoge isn't bulky, but thanks to my resistance, I still have well, a little under half HP. So there's really no reason for me not to spam. Actually, no, yeah. The 1,000 arrows was a good move, but I now that the Gardevoir is dead, there's no reason I can't just go for Outrage, and I need that little bit of extra power to potentially 2-hit KO this Swampert. So that's what I do. I just go for that Outrage, and thankfully that is going to be a 2-hit KO, which is hugely crucial. I don't think 1,000 arrows would have been able to, but do it. But Outrage will be able to take care of this Swampert and make it faint. And I do get confused this turn, so I can switch out if I wanted to, although with a low HP, it doesn't really matter, I think. The best I can do is keep this thing around for death fodder. He's just going to go ahead and go for the Protect. I decide to stay in and try to go for the attacking move in case he tried to set up or something, or tried to attack on the switch. I knew that the Protect was probably going to be the play, but like I said, I really didn't want to risk this thing being able to get a free hit on something on the switch. I just, didn't want to risk it because depending on the prediction, nothing takes a hit from the Sharpedo very well. Like I said, I am quite weak to it. Anyway, the only thing that I have that can really, beat this Sharpedo is this Cobalion. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for the close combat. I kind of figured he would try to switch, which is a good play. In fact, he plays Sharpedo extremely well. It's his namesake Pokemon. It's his signature Pokemon. Whenever you're battling Sharpedo43, yeah, be prepared for the Sharpedo. But he is, Sharpedo is that late-game sweeper Pokemon that he doesn't want to go into very much early on. He wants to try to get it set up for a late-game sweep, which requires him to wither down my team. So, I'm going back into Decidueye. He's going to now go out into this Roserade. It is pretty weak. I decided to go for the Spirit Shackle. If I lose my Decidueye, it's not the end of the world at this point because I got rid of his Stealth Rocker. So, yeah, he's going to be able to take me out. But I did do enough of that Spirit Shackle that this Roserade is just going to die to his Life Orb after one more hit, so that's not too bad. But, yeah, you can't really do anything in my Mega Beedrill, even after I evolve, and the fact that Mega Beedrill is really frail. I'm going to outspeed anyway, though, due to the, I think it's due to the change of the fact that Mega Evolutions get their speed the first turn now. I'm just going to go for the Fell Stinger, which is a really nice move for Mega Beedrill now, and it raises its attack drastically. It's actually the move a lot of people, replace Protect with, because before in Gen 6 you had to run Protect in your Beedrill in order to get that Mega Evolution before the speed, so change. So that's not bad. Unfortunately, this Sharpedo is still going to force a switch, because after a speed boost, I'm not going to be able to outspeed him. So I'm just going to go right into Cobalion. He's going to play it safe and go Protect, so that's a good switch for me. And I decided to go for the Volt Switch this turn, see what he'd do, and he just go out in this Rotom Heat form. I'm just going to go back into my Beedrill now. And this is kind of like a dirt play, because I'm like, oh, I have Drill Run, except, yeah, Levitate. I'm an idiot. I'm just going to go for the U-turn. He ends up switching out here. I guess scared of something I could have, maybe. Maybe Rock Tomb? I don't know. Can Beedrill even get that? I don't think it can. I don't know. But I just get the U-turn anyway, instead of doing, well, it's also X4 resisted by the Crobat. In fact, looking, back on this, I think I realized it then, I'm like, wait, I don't really need Mega Beedrill for anything on his team at this point. He kind of just gets walled by everything that he has. It can't beat Sharpedo, it can't beat this Rotom, it can't beat, Crobat, so why am I even keeping it around? I decided to go for the Choice Specs Hydro Pump, though, which ends up being excellent because I'm going to be able to take out that Rotom, and it's going to go right back into Mega Sharpedo here, regular Sharpedo at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and go right back in. Well, no, I go into Beedrill to fodder it. That's what I do. He's going to Protect and get his speed boost up. And, yeah, I think I just kind of fodder Beedrill, because I needed to sack something in order to get a safe switch in a Cobalion. There is basically no way, even if he Mega Evolves, he's going to be able to 1-hit KO my Cobalion. It's pretty much my hard counter, but I don't want to give him any free damage on the switch against my Cobalion, because if he withers this thing down, then I have nothing for the Sharpedo. It'll just go, insane against me. Anyway, he's going to go ahead and go for the Protect. It's a good move, not necessarily for the extra speed, but I guess he would just kind of trying to scout to see what I do. I'm going to go ahead and switch it up this time, though, and I decided to go for the Volt Switch. No, I continue going for the Close Combat. It would have been really nice if I went for the Volt Switch, but I don't, and he goes into Crobat. And here, I kind of was trying to play it a little bit safe, but he is playing pretty aggressively with this Sharpedo. He knows that he needs to wither down Cobalion before, Sharpedo can sweep. So instead of just going for the attacking move on Crobat, though, he goes for the U-turn expecting to switch, and once again, he knows that, I can't risk going out. But I really should have that turn. Having said that, knowing that he'd probably go for the crunch against my Empoleon, but I was thinking, you know what, maybe I can get a hit here off on this Sharpedo. But apparently he's able to just take me out in base form with a crunch. So this obviously just shows you the power of Sharpedo in general. So yeah, he's just going to get those 2 speed boosts, and here he's like, okay, this is my last chance. I have to try to play this Sharpedo card, and really his best chance at this point is to lock himself into, well, not really lock himself into it, but go for the waterfall, because this can actually get a flinch. It's, I think, 20%. And, yeah, I decided to go for the Iron Head, predicting Crobat. And instead, he Mega Evolves. I actually get surprised here. I didn't think he would Mega Evolve, so he definitely caught me off guard. And he's going to go for another waterfall. I think if he just got that flinch right there, he might have been able to 3KO me. I don't think so. I think he needed, like, 4 hits. But unfortunately for him, if he would have gotten that 1 flinch there, he would have been able to maybe go out into this Crobat and win with this, though. So definitely really close. He did not get a flinch with the waterfall. He's going to go into Crobat now. It's his last mon, and I don't think he can quite kill me. Well, actually he can now, because he's going to go ahead and use Supersonic Sky Strike. But it doesn't really matter. He wouldn't be able to win this Crobat anyway, because yeah, he has nothing to do to my last mon. So, yeah, here comes the Supersonic Sky Strike. It's going to be able to take out my Cobalion, but my Cobalion did its job. And the only thing left is to take care of this Crobat, which I can easily do with my Entei and my Extreme Speed, Trace Banded Extreme Speed. So, very nice match there, Sharpedo. Once again, just an amazing match. Remember that when it happened to the Twitch channel, everyone, and my Twitch stream, everyone just agreed it was fantastic. So I hope you guys enjoyed it there on YouTube.com. And today's question of the day is, what is your favorite dark type? Obviously Sharpedo is probably, Sharpedo. I like a variety of dark types. I think Bisharp immediately comes to mind. Of course, I also am a fan of Weavile, and I always liked the designs of Absol as well as Sableye, but my favorite dark type is still the one and only Houndoom, because how much Doom could a Houndoom do if a Houndoom could Houndoom? And it's, it's one of the original dark types, introduced in Generation 2. It always had, like, the coolest typing, in my opinion, is Dark and Fire. In fact, I think to this day, there's still not another Dark Fire type, which in my opinion, when I was a kid especially, oh man, it's the coolest type. It's like a demon. Although it's actually just a doggy, but it's a very cute doggy. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.